In the previous class, we learned about the three sectors of economy and various economic activities. Today, we will learn about how to calculate the value of final goods and GDP. Let's start. The primary, secondary, and tertiary sector of the economy involve the production of large number of goods and services. Every product or service have a value is called the market price of that product or service. Now, let's see how is the value of a product is calculated. A farmer sell wheat to flour mill for rupees 8 per kg. The mill grinds the wheat and sell the flour to a biscuit company for rupees 10 per kg. The biscuit company use the flour and other things such as sugar and oil to make 3 packets of biscuits, and it sell in the market for rupees 20 per packet. This means you do not pay for the individuals. You pay only for the final. Let's take another example. When you buy a car, you do not pay for its individual component separately. You pay only for the final value of the car that already included the value of all its component. Therefore, only final value of the goods are used to calculate production in a sector. Is this clear? Now, come to the next. Every year, government collect the data of final goods and services produced in different sectors of our economy. The sum of total production of the three sectors in a year for the country gives the gross domestic product or GDP for that country in that year. We also say that the GDP is equal to the total value of all final goods and services produced in country in a year. GDP is a globally accepted indicator of the size and health of economy. Let's see how much different sectors contribute in the GDP of our country. Statistical data reveal that the contribution of different sectors to the GDP of a country depends on the state of development of that country's economy. An economy starts developing based on natural resources and products. Thus, at initial stage of development, the primary sector is the biggest contributor to the GDP. In a developing economy, industrialization creates fresh job opportunities and people start using more and more manufactured goods. This is the phase where the secondary sector becomes the biggest contributor to GDP. Now, in developed countries, people can afford and demand more and more services, leading to rapid growth in the tertiary sector. Thus, in developed countries, the tertiary sector is the biggest contributor to the GDP. Now, the graph here shows the change in the contribution of the three sectors of India's GDP from 1973 to 2003. Again, the graph shows that although all the three sectors expanded, the tertiary sector or the secondary sector recorded the largest sector in India's economy. This graph shows the change in the percentage contribution of GDP by the three sectors from 1973 to 2003. Again, the graph shows decline in the contribution to GDP from the primary sector, a marginal increase in the contribution from the secondary sector, and significant rise for the tertiary sector. That's all for today.